Okay, so before seeing the problem, first we'll see the rules, then we'll see the problem. In case of purchase of the following transactions are exempted. If you purchase raw material or product from unregistered dealer, it is exempted when you're calculating ITC, input tax credit. If you purchase any raw material from a dealer who opted compensation scheme, it is also exempted when you're calculating ITC. In case of a product or raw material which attract nil rate, zero rate, exempted, in such cases you will show it as nil. If a raw material purchased from special economic zone is taxable, when you are calculating ITC, if you purchase raw material from a special economic zone, it is taxable. When you are purchasing, it is taxable. When you are selling, it is tax free. In case of sales, if you do sales to special economic zone, or if you sell any products or service, if you sell any products to a special economic zone, it is tax free. Compensation scheme, an unregistered dealer should consider as taxable. When you're selling compensation, if any person, any dealer opted for compensation scheme or unregistered dealer should be considered as the transaction considered as taxable. Nil rate, zero rate exempted, exports are exempted in sales. So these rules we should remember while we are calculating ITC, input tax credit. Okay, we'll see the problem. Mr. Nikshai, a registered dealer in Karnataka, submit the following information for the month of February 2023. Details of transaction. So they have given details of purchase, details of sales. So we should identify exact net GST payable. So first we should identify net GST payable. Okay, so when you are calculating net GST payable or input tax credit, first we should consider sales. Details of sales we should consider. So output tax liability we should identify. Output tax liability. Output tax liability we should consider. First transaction in sales, if you see, first one, sale of goods, who opted for compensation scheme, so sale of goods who opted compensation scheme. How much amount? 8 lakhs the amount, and the GST rate they have given 5%. So in this problem, a registered dealer in Karnataka, so the dealer from Karnataka, and he sold goods to Delhi, a sale of goods to a person Delhi who opted compensation scheme. So since it is interstate transaction, we should calculate IGST. So 8 lakhs into 5 by 100. So IGST will be 40,000 since it is interstate transaction. From Karnataka to Delhi is selling goods. Second transaction, if you see, goods sold to unregistered dealer. Goods sold to a unregistered dealer in Chennai. So it is also interstate transaction. If any goods sold to unregistered dealer, it is chargeable. Even though unregistered dealer also, even though who opted compensation scheme also, we should charge GST. So from Karnataka to he sold goods to a dealer in Chennai. So we should calculate IGST because it is interstate transaction. So what is the transaction value? 20 lakh 50,000 and GST rate is 12%. So IGST 2 lakh 46,000. And third transaction, if we see sale of goods to Nagpur, that is Maharashtra, produced from input B. Sale of goods to Nagpur. So it is also interstate from Karnataka to Nagpur. They sold goods. Sale of goods to Nagpur. So transaction value 10 lakhs. So since it is IGST 18%, so get 1 lakh 80,000. So this is also interstate transaction because from Karnataka to Nagpur. Third transaction, sale of goods purchased from input C to a registered dealer of Kadapa. Sale of goods to a registered dealer in Kadapa, which are exempted from GST. They are only saying it is exempted. So sale of goods to a registered dealer of Kadapa, and they are saying exempted, so no need to charge any kind of tax. Next one, fifth transaction, sale of goods purchased from input A to SEZ Mangalore. Sale of goods from SEZ, they are selling goods to SEZ, so it is exempted from tax. Sale of goods to SEZ, Special Economic Zone, so it is exempted from tax. So take the total. So 5 transaction of sales we already recorded. Take the total. This will be 4 lakh 66,000. This we should consider total A. So this is output of IGST. Output tax liability of IGST 4,66,000. Next we should consider whatever they have purchased. Details of purchase they have given, that we should consider. So one by one, input tax liability. Input tax liability, whatever purchase they have given, that we should consider. First one, purchase from Mysore. Input A purchase from Mysore, amount 6,50,000, GST rate is 12%. From Karnataka to Mysore. So a dealer purchased goods from Mysore. So Mysore is in Karnataka only. So it is intrastate transaction. So we should charge CGST, SGST. So since it is intra, so CGST, SGST we should charge. So how much amount? 6,50,000 into 6%, 12% they have given. So 12 divided by 100 into 1 by 2. Or you can do CGST, or you can do CGST is equal to 6,50,000 into 6% and SGST 6,50,000 into 6%. So we'll get 39,000. Second transaction, purchase from local market. Purchases from local markets. So the amount is they have given 7 lakhs, but the GST rate is 0%. So we'll get 0 only. So transaction number 3, raw material purchase from Russia costing rupees 10 lakhs, including BCD 10 10%, that is 1 lakh, and excluding IGST. Already BCD is included, so no need to do anything. IGST is already excluded, so just as it is we should consider. So 11 lakhs. So purchase from Russia. So it is interstate transaction. So we should calculate IGST. So 11 lakhs into the rate of GST they have given 18%. So IGST 1,98,000. Fourth transaction, local purchase of input seed within state from a dealer who opted for compensation scheme. If any person opted for compensation scheme in purchases, that is exempted from tax. So local purchases who opted for compensation scheme. It is exempted from tax. Fifth one, input purchase from unregistered dealer. The same thing, if it is unregistered dealer means it is also exempted from tax. So purchase of unregistered dealer exempted from tax. Take the total. This is 39 lakhs, 39 lakhs. So this is 1,98,000. So this is total B. So A minus B. This is GST payable 39,000. So 4,66,000 minus 1,39,000. If you go, you will get 2,68,000. So in this problem, we can't take input tax credit. We can't claim that amount because the sales amount is more than this purchase amount. So when the sales amount is more than purchase amount, we can't take or we can't set up the input tax credit. So GST payable amount is 39,000 CGST, GST 39,000, and IGST amount we should pay 2,68,000. So this problem in this way we should solve.